Hello, third grade students, and I am here for our online learning. This is what we have gone over and talked about in our session on Tuesday that we had. And we are meeting, let's see, every Tuesday, and our time is from 1 o'clock to 1:30 every Tuesday. So that link you can find right on our Google Classroom. So I'll take you right back there. If you go into the stream, you can find it right there on the top, and that's the same video link. I will also have office hours too, Monday through Friday from 1:30 to 2:30. So for an hour, I'll be on. If you have any questions or you want to show me your artwork or you want to talk about your artwork, I would be more than happy to meet with you and listen and try to help you if you need help with anything. So also, I want to show you one more new thing in our Google Classroom. If you go up to the top right here, it says 100% online. So this is where I will be posting these videos of a recorded session of just me going over exactly what I do with students when we're in our online meeting. Okay? So I'm going to go to this PowerPoint, and this is our week 11 learning. So this is kind of just an extension, kind of taking what we're talking about for week 11 to the next step, so we can kind of do a little bit more and learn a little bit more, do this still life process, and think about personal expression in a different way. Okay, and I really hope you take this project and you can even do more and extend this and go further. So here's a slideshow. I'm going to quickly go through this and show you some of my samples and how I kind of approach this project. You can definitely do this in a different way though. It doesn't have to be exactly like my project. Okay, this is just somewhere to get you started and moving and going. We just focused on community landscapes, and we used details to enhance meaning. We used color to be expressive. And now we're going to go further with the idea of personal expression. So this quarter, that is what we're going to really start to think about. So we're going to learn more about how artists express themselves through their work. We're going to think about how we can use lines, shapes, and colors to express our ideas today. The big idea is artists experiment with materials, and we are definitely going to be experimenting with materials. We are going to be using repurposed cardboard boxes from snack boxes, or like here's a Cheez-Its. This one's from the back of a Cheez-Its, cereal boxes, anything that you have that is kind of a nice sturdy cardboard surface, and you're going to be using the inside cardboard of it, but you also can be using the outside. So you can also use things like junk mail, or newspaper. Just make sure it's okay with your parents. So artists not only experiment with materials, but they also use non-traditional materials, things you don't always think about using art with and making art with. And they also use the tools and technologies that they have at their disposal that they have accessible to them. So right now, we're not really going out and shopping, and we're not going to go to a fancy art store, and we're not going to get all those things, but you could still make incredible, awesome artwork with what you have at home. And that's kind of what our big idea too that I want you to think about. We just did this with our sketchbook journals, remember? We had these cardboard pieces that we scored, and now you decorated them with beautiful paintings. So I want you to think about what a still life is. It's a type of artwork, a genre of artwork, and it's a work of art that shows an arrangement of objects. And the big thing about still life is that it doesn't move. All these objects are inanimate objects. So they're objects that don't move. And today I'm going to be I've got a couple of these sweet peppers that I'll kind of show you how I'm going to draw these sweet peppers. You can grab an orange, you can grab any kind of fruit you have at your house. If you don't have a fruit, or vegetables, you could do vegetables too, just something that's still in your kitchen that you can draw. It could be something different as well too, whatever you kind of have access to. So these objects do not move, okay? That's the big important thing. So you're not going to be drawing your dog or anything that moves. And we're going to be using a technique called collage. I know you guys have made collage many times, probably. Collage is when artists cut pieces of paper or other objects and they assemble them all onto one surface to create a work of art. So it's many pieces that are coming together. We're going to use things around our house, like we just talked about, to make a still life of our favorite fruit. So I want you to follow the steps in the next slides, and I'll kind of take you through these steps as we learn about how to do this process. Your big goal is creating a fruit still life artwork using mixed media collage techniques. So you've got your materials: pieces of fruit, vegetables, old empty cereal or snack boxes, junk mail, old magazines, newspaper, glue, and one more big important thing that I forgot to talk to you about was crayons. So make sure you have some crayons. I borrowed some of my 3-year-old's crayons that he has. They're nothing fancy, just a regular set of crayons if you want. Works fine. The wax on the crayons actually will pick up, and you can do some really nice things with this cardboard. But make sure you're not taking any mail that your parents need. So make sure it's okay with your parents before you cut up anything, okay? And I'm sure they're happy to help you find what you need. First, you want your background board. You want your piece of board that your artwork's going to sit on, and you're going to assemble all your pieces onto. So this is a Cheerio box. I used a Cheerio box because I wanted mine to be a little bit bigger, and so cereal boxes are really good to get that nice big shape. But I'm doing my second sample. You can see here, this is my second sample. It's not quite done yet. I just have my table in my background, but I've used just like a Cheez-Its box. So you got kind of 2 different sizes here. You decide. So cut that out. The next thing I did was I cut a strip for the background here. This is kind of where my floor meets my sky. Let me pick up my paper fell. And then you could also cut, or you could even draw the shape of your table. And you could do your table straight across. I kind of wanted to show mine going back into space. So I cut mine out this way. So you could draw that on your cardboard, and then feel free to pause this video and then do that step, and then you can hit play again, and you can pick up where you left off once you're ready and you're done. But I'm going to keep going to keep the video moving so it doesn't become too long. So you've got your table, you've got your background. One thing I want to tell you is try to be expressive with your colors. Here I did like all these different blues. I even did some black. I did some white. I did some green and yellow over here to kind of show that, this is where the light's coming in from. You guys can kind of see the light is coming from this side, right here, because over here I've got my shadows, okay? And I can do that with all my fruit. This piece is very much not done yet. I'm going to add a lot of stuff, and I'll bring it to our next class and show you my finished piece. And maybe you guys can all bring your finished pieces to our next class next week when we meet next Tuesday, and we can talk about our work. All right, the next piece, we're drawing these shapes, okay? So you're going to just take, a crayon, a pencil, whatever, draw your shapes on your cardboard, and then you can color them on the cardboard and then cut them out. After you draw your shapes, you're going to cut them out, right? And then you're going to kind of start laying things out and assembling it. I like to lay a lot of things out before I start to really glue things down. I really want to know what I'm doing before I start to glue things down. So you can see here's my son, my 3-year-old son. He's doing this project with me. And I'm also doing lots of different colors in my object. So this is that same apple right here. And you can see how when I started, I kind of thought about where those shadows were and where I could do different colors. I even did blues and greens down here to make it more expressive, right? And not all one color. I laid my fruit on a new piece of cardboard and I drew a shadow shape. So this is something you can also add if you want to have more depth. And then lay your pieces out. I want you to play with your arrangement and how you add it. You can also see up here, I'm adding more strips of cardboard. So that's going to happen. I also want to do something with newspapers. And I actually need a couple more grapes over here. And I'm really going to start to kind of add and collage stuff on top. You can see I've even started to try to find more red pieces. And you can see down here, right down here, I've got like this little red shape. So I'm starting to add and layer more and more pieces up here. So you guys can keep doing that too. Your piece does not have to look like mine. So don't make it like mine. Make it your own, okay? Make it like yours. This is just kind of a neat process I thought you guys could try and have fun with, and that it was things that you had at home for this week. Um, Another option for you, as you can see up on my screen, is an optional response. And this is actually an opportunity for you to exceed the standard that we're thinking about this week in this kind of quarter. You can follow the Flipboard link on there, and you can explain how you got your ideas for your fruit collage. Why did you use the materials that you did for each part of your artwork? And then how were certain material choices better than other material choices? Like, there is a real reason why we're using crayon here and we're choosing that material to use as opposed to maybe watercolor on cardboard. What does the material do? And what has happened when you use the material that makes it function, and your results are better and more successful maybe than another material? Why did you place the objects in certain spaces? Why did you approach the project the way you did? Okay, so if you can kind of explain to me and defend your choices and your decisions that you made and your reasoning as an artist, that helps us understand what you did more. And that's a really wonderful skill for you to be able to articulate and talk and express why you did what you did. And you can also tell us how as well. Sometimes we want to leave secrets though in our artwork. But if you want to share how you did it as well, too, you can do that. Okay. I hope you have fun this week. And please post these, take a photograph, upload these to your week 11 too. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.